Hi crypto kings and coins, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. In today's episode we will break down Shiba Inu from the higher time frames to the lower time frames, and I'll show you how we can take some great entries based on understanding that previous support becomes new resistance, previous support becomes new resistance, and between there we have the support trend line. We also will use the Fibonacci, and this is how we're able to calculate where the market is heading. Do the exact same thing on BTC, but now I will also show you what I potentially can see happening, what potential levels we can retest with the same scenarios that we have from Shiba Inu, and we have two Fibonacci levels that we could potentially retest on BTC at the moment and then continue down. Don't forget, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video and I'll show you exactly what I see on Shiba Inu and BTC right now. I want to start off with looking at SHIBA because SHIBA is giving us some clear and beautiful support and resistance zones, which I want to show you. But first of all, we can see that we're obviously in a downtrend, and the next level that I can see Shiba Inu pull back down to is this previous resistance that we can use around 0.855. If we just drag the box to the right, you can see that we're not super far away from this level, but this is definitely the level that I can see us continue to drop down to. But the most important thing is that when we go to the daily, because on the weekly chart you can see that we cannot see anything special here when it comes to market structure, and then we go down to the daily chart, and what you can see, and this is something that we always can have in mind and use as technical analysis, is that we're using the previous support. In this case, you can see how the previous support becomes the new resistance, the lower low becomes the lower high. Okay, so we just drag a box and you can see how the market broke the support, retested it as a resistance, and we're just going to do this here too, the same thing. We have a previous support that becomes the new resistance. You have the support, becomes the resistance. You have the support, you have the resistance. So we know by now that the market is below the previous support, gave us a lower high level, which also confirms with a Fibonacci that you can see pull back up and retested the 50 and 61%. You can see it more clear like this. So you can see how the market pulled back up, retested the 61.8% and the 50%, which was slightly above the previous support that we did break and then retested. Based on this Fibonacci, you can also see how the minus 27, and this is also one of my take profits that I have, that is exactly combined with this previous resistance that we also have at 0.855. You could see how the weekly chart, we couldn't see so many things happening. We only see some big candlesticks. When we go down to the daily, we can see more clear on how the market is actually moving, and then we go down to the 4-hourly chart, and now you can start to see the market giving us more candlesticks, which looks a little bit messy if we do not understand what we're looking at on the higher time frame. So this is why one of the reasons why to use the higher time frames and then just break everything down to the lower time frames is extremely important. And if we're using this level, you can also see that we did have a support trend line that eventually got broken and retested, and then we saw the market drop, which we also could have used a Fibonacci from the break that we did have of the last green candle, combine it with the low, and then you can see how the market gave us the 50 and 61% after the breakout, and we held ourselves below this level. You can see how good the Fibonacci really is. And if we do the same thing right now, you can also see that we have one support here, and we drag it back, and you can also see how the market gave us a break and a retest exactly the way we saw here. It looks a little bit differently, but it's always going to be like that. And then we go down to the lower time frames and do the same thing. So we drag the Fibonacci from the high to the low. I don't want to use this wick right now when I'm using the Fibonacci, and then we're just gonna use the 50 and 61% one more time, and you can see how the market, first of all, we broke the support trend line, we saw the retest, market then retested the Fibonacci once again at 0.1005. So this could definitely be where we see the market, because you can see going back in time how the market retested this level a couple of times before you saw the market give us the drop. So this is definitely something that we can have in mind here too, is that we just might see the market reach this Fibonacci level once again around with 0.1005, and then see the market continue back down. So this is one way of calculating where the potential next entry can be. And I saw this on Shiba Inu this morning, and I definitely wanted to show you how we can use the lower time frames when we understand the higher time frames. When we're looking at BTC on the daily chart, what we can do is that we also, but now we do this on the daily. So we have a support here. We have a support trend line, which we also saw the market break. Okay, we saw the fake out, and then the market broke below the level, because you can see how the market was in a uptrend, and right now we are in a downtrend. You can see market high highs, high lows. Market broke the trend when we broke the support trend line, and then we also almost saw the retest of this support that we did break. So you can have multiple trend lines, of course, and the same thing that we saw on SHIBA, but now that was on the lower time frames, but this works on the higher time frames too. We just take a Fibonacci from the last high that we have back down to the low, and what happened? The market pulled back up, reached the Fibonacci level. To take profit for it overall is to drop down to a 16,788 if you want to be precisely. So from this high that you can see back down to this level, it will happen because Fibonacci is so good. But until we reach that level, there's so many things, of course, that can happen in between, and the market has been stagnant around the support at $18,700. Another thing that I also did was that you can see now the market was in a downtrend. We had a pullback and the market went up, so we can drag another support trend line. And what happened? We broke the support trend line. We dragged the Fibonacci from the high to the low. What happened? Market reached the Fibonacci level at 19,278, the 50%, and the take profit that we do have based on the same Fibonacci is 18,630. So you can see how the break of the support combined with the Fibonacci is one of the best things that we can do when it comes to price action, and just use the charts for what it is, and then just, you know, we're breaking down everything from the higher time frames to the lower time frames. And on the lower time frames, you can see that we are really choppy right now. But one thing that we can do is that we are on the 1 hourly chart, is that we can use the Fibonacci now from the last lower high that also retested this Fibonacci that we did have, and we drag the Fibonacci from 19,342 back down to the low, because you can see that we have this green candlestick right now. This is 6 minutes left of this candlestick, so I definitely believe that it will be a bullish candlestick. So then we're just gonna highlight the next Fibonacci level that we have, and we're also gonna highlight where the potential take profit can be. We just might see that Bitcoin now is reaching up to 19,115 and 19,170 for a potential retest. If that's the case, then the take profit can be around 18,765 or 66 if you want to be precisely, but that is also at the support. This support that we're looking at is, of course, the one that we expect the market, the same way that we saw on Shiba Inu, is that we will break below the support, because remember, previous support might turn into a new resistance most of the time now because we are in a downtrend. So if we're breaking below $18,400, this will with high probability be the next resistance that we have for the market. Then slowly and steady, it looks like we're dropping back down to 12,000K again, because we're looking at the previous resistance that the market will get drawn to. We have some Fed news coming out in the beginning of November, so I definitely believe that we'll see the market be a little bit slow until the Fed had their meeting again, because that's when we see the market being very volatile. You can also receive a bonus on BYBIT up to $4,380 by using the link in the description down below the video. Guys, this is my favorite platform. You already know this. On every live stream, I talk about how much I love BYBIT because it's so simple to use. You have everything that you need on one screen. And this is also how you're supporting my channel, so I'm always available for you guys. Thank you so much, guys, for looking at this video together with me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know when I am live next time, which will be from now in a couple of hours. I hope you did enjoy the breakdown when we're using the support and resistance zones with the trend lines combined with the Fibonacci, because it is amazing, guys. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel where I have educational videos for you guys where I break down everything. And the first one, of course, for us to be able to understand support and resistance zones, trend lines, etc., we need to understand market structure, because market structure is the thing that we're using with the technical tools. So in these two videos, I show you exactly a breakdown on how to use the market structure, and after that you have some other videos you can go down to backtest with me. This is where I show you how I'm using my technical tools. So thank you, everyone, and let's see each other in a couple of hours. Mwah! Toodles!